He staggered on at the head of his section, destroying the enemy until he finally allowed himself to be carried from the field. Citation! Presenting authentic stories of heroism and gallantry taken from the histories of war. The story of NX 148954, Captain Ronald Plater, who went with Australian militia soldiers along the trail to Gona in New Guinea.
Where are they? Who can tell in this flaming jungle? Shh! What is it? Keep your voice down. There was something moving in the jungle. Maybe a bird.
No birds left around this Dakota trail. Nothing left but Japs and us blokes of the 39th Battalion. Not even sure there's any Japs.
You wouldn't think so by the way Mr. Plater's walking along up there. As if he were strolling round a golf course with a number 3 iron in his hand instead of a 303.
Shh. Not so much chatter. We're supposed to be encircling the Japs.
Shh. They've pulled out. They've given us the position. How else would we be creeping around this territory without running into one of them?
Don't be too sure.
Well, look at Mr. Plater up ahead there. Not a care in the world. Not a Jap with... the Jap!
It was at that time of the desperate battles along the Kokoda Trail in 1942 that Lieutenant R.S. Plater, a 21-year-old regular soldier of Edgecliff, New South Wales, showed his ability for split-second decisions and for unquestioning courage. When he came face to face with an enemy soldier along that jungle trail, he pulled the trigger first. He became known as the man quick on the trigger.
Yeah, marvellous the way Lieutenant Plater came through it all right. Thought he'd had it a couple of weeks back there on the track.
Yeah. Copped one in the leg, though.
I didn't hear about that.
No need to hear. Look at him limping.
He's always limped, your great galah. Got a crook leg playing football at Duntroon.
Oh, I didn't know. I wonder how a regular soldier, you know, a professional, likes fighting with the 39th, with a militia battalion.
Nobody in his right sense would like the fighting we've been doing up here along the Kokoda.
No, never mind, pal. She's over. Port Moresby coming up and a rest. We've held the fort, and the others can do the fighting back up there now.
For how long? The way the war's running now in this here New Guinea, no soldier able to hold a rifle's going to be sitting down resting for long.
No. I'll never get over the way that Lieutenant Plater squeezed the trigger that day up there when that Jap stepped out from behind a tree with his rifle at the ready.
It was him or the Jap.
Flabbergasted they were. Each of them.
The quick and the dead. You're one or the other in this war.
It was like one of them Western films, it was, out in front of a saloon.
Well, let's hope there's a saloon right there in Port Moresby.
You're too young to be drinking.
But not for fighting.
And those militia boys had not finished fighting, not by any means. They came back from their heroic rearguard action along the Kokoda Trail, and after a short rest at Port Moresby, they were flown to a jungle base, from where they were to take part in the heaviest fighting of the New Guinea campaign. They were to join that savage campaign on the Gona front, in the coastal area where 18,000 Japanese and Australian soldiers were to die in 9 weeks.
Oh, it's quiet. Too quiet, if you ask me. Reminds me of it. Must be hearing things.
Aren't we all? Boy, what a bashing we took for that Gona village. 6 officers and 115 men killed.
Everybody's taking a hammering in this area. But we're going to win. I know that. Colonel Honnor's got the edge on the nips.
Looks as though we've come to where we're going.
Suits me. I'm sick of breaking a track through this jungle stuff. Yeah, what's on?
I don't know. I just saw the battalion guides up there give us the high sign. Get down. Boy, only a week or so to Christmas. What a way to...
Look up along there. Japs. And one's a colonel. 2 others with him are officers, too. Look at them strolling along. Heading for the river for a swim, I'd say.
Word.
Yeah, took them by surprise. 3 dead Jap officers.
And our fellas taking maps of them, too. Created a proper stir.
And a good find, too, by the look of it. And the guides are waving us this other way. Here, come on this way. They must have found something on those maps.
Yeah. They've found a swamp. Have I had swamped? New Guinea swamp.
Oh, there must have been something on those maps. This is what they found. This could be the main Jap defence line we'd come on. This must be the track to Gona village.
The only track the way that Japs are dug in.
Come on, we're into him. Corporal Eichel's given that machine gun nest a burst.
And cleaned it out. Hey, but he's hit. He's hit.
But he swapped his Tommy gun to his other hand. He's still knocking him over.
And there goes Mr. Plater in support. Wow, man, look at him go. Man, look at him go.
And one of the fiercest fights of the Jungle War blazed on that vital trail into the Japanese stronghold. As soon as the Japanese ambush was sprung, the Australians leapt to throw the enemy off the initiative. Brave Corporal Edgell secured the opening as he sprayed the enemy machine gun nest with his submachine gun, killing the enemy crew. He changed his gun to his left hand when hit in the right arm. And then, as he was supported back by 2 other wounded Australians, Lieutenant Plater took over the attack.
This way, men! This way! We're with you, sir! Come on, you blokes, get in there.
Down, grenades!
Thanks. That one was close.
But Mr. Plater's still going. Get onto him, will you? Blazing away left, right and centre.
Give them the grenades now, men! Right, sir! Grenades coming over!
Hey, Japs in the trees! Up there, up there!
They're everywhere! Oh, this Plater bloke's hard to keep up with.
He's taken over the war as his own personal business. Look at him knock over that Jap officer.
Come on, men! Keep moving forward! We're coming, sir! We're coming!
And so the spirited young Don Truner maintained the impetus of the attack along that track towards the village, grenading and machine gunning and then personally striking down a number of the Japanese officers and men in one foray after another as the day wore on.
Oh, man, have I had it. Yeah, you and me both. Except Mr. Plater. Look, he's into him again.
And so this epic action continued with Lieutenant Plater leading his men, inspiring them to magnificent efforts, pushing the stubborn enemy back until, as dusk approached, the Australians saw ahead a large tree that stood out from the jungle undergrowth. They didn't realize it at that moment, but they were soon to find out just what it hid.
Surely we must have killed every Jap in the area by now.
Yeah, we'll just make sure there are no snipers still in that big tree ahead.
Not snipers, but there's a machine gun is dug in next to it. The tree's giving it cover.
And the light is dying. Well, looks like this is where we stop. Then a night full of banzai charges.
Off again, men! Just another wonder shift. There's no stopping Mr. Plater. Hey, look at him go, straight at that Jap gun.
You can't pull this one off. Look, he swung away.
Yeah, a section leader's down, been hit. He ran straight into the gun.
And Mr. Plater's making for him. Oh, the Japs can't miss him.
Couldn't miss him all day.
I bet his luck must run out. Look, he's bending over the wounded bloke. Got his field dressing out and slapping it on. Talk about a sitting target.
Oh, he knows what he's doing. He's copped one. Mr. Plater's copped one. He's bowled over.
In the shoulder. See the blood?
But he's getting up. Look, calling for a couple of our blokes to get the wounded man out. But what's he doing himself?
Wounded or not, he's slipping his own gun ready for action.
And stuffing his piles with grenades. Hey, what do you reckon he's going to do?
That's what he's going to do. Look!
Charging the Jap machine gun.
Come on, he's going to need support.
He's got 20 yards to go and the Japs are belting it at him.
But listen to him.
Got this, you mugs! Get this!
Belting grenades at him as he runs. Giving him the hours.
10 yards to go and the Japs are still firing.
But man, he's racing mad. Look, another grenade. Then a burst from the hip. He made it! He made it! Made it!
Oh, look at him standing there, standing in the smoke.
Bleeding like a stuck pig, too. Come on!
Yeah, look. Look at that. 2 Jap officers and 4 Jap soldiers. Dead. Dead at his feet.
Yeah. And he's ready for more.
All right, men. Not far to go now. You fellas on the right flank, take cover there. And move! You chaps, take the bend up to the left and we'll soon have Gona village. Oh...
He's down. He's collapsed.
Any other man would have collapsed long before.
Yes, Lieutenant Ronald Plater, professional soldier of Sydney, set an example of extraordinary endurance and inspiring courage for his militia men of the 39th Battalion on the road to Gona village. But he did not fight again. He was promoted captain and in hospital awarded the Military Cross. He was boarded out of the army because of his wounds, but his reputation lived on in that tragic area of battle to inspire the men who fought there until victory was won. Citation. These stories are authentic. The program is produced at AWA by Donald Crosby for Army Public Relations.